guys.
No.
I don't think we would hide in the shadows. Hey, look, we're here.
This is pretty bright for you. We're back, everyone. We're just going to keep on not caring when we go live. Anyway,
it didn't.
Hello.
This is exactly what
I was doing my intro. So, hello, you Jedi jerks. Welcome to Jedi Journals. We are excited to have you. I'll be kicking us off this week. Again, my name is Black Series Daily Desk on Instagram, but you guys can call me Matt. I'm joined by my co-hosts, Ari, aka Ari_Stardust, David, Black Series Natural Light, and Ant, I am not a committee. And we are extremely excited to be on our second podcast. We are so happy we've got some returning folks listening to us. And the one thing I will say is there is a lot to talk about tonight that I think we're all very excited about. We got some toy stuff, and then we're going to maul out. So, Ari, I think you want to kick us off, but we're going to be doing this a little differently than Sith Happens. That used to be a little more Black Series focused. We've got some other experts on now with David and Ari. So we're going to call it, what are we calling it, Ari? Toy section. And Ari's
You'll come up with a better name.
He'll come up with a better name, but right now, toy section.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we call it KB Toys because it's not like they're using that. Nice. But either way, I think Ari's going to bring up some photos, and Ant and I are going to talk about Black Series, and David and Ari some of the other stuff, and I'm sure David will have a lot to say about Black Series too.
All right, guys, let's go ahead. We're going to get right in. And before I do that, quick thank you to those of you who are in our chat, Metal Jedi and Mudhorn Station. I know your names, but I don't feel comfortable outing your names to the world. So we'll just go with those.
Discretion is key.
Yes. And then let's add these to the stage and say, guys, who is excited for KOTOR?
I am not excited. Here's the thing. If you have a movie coming out in less than 2 months and a show that people have been waiting with bated breath for, I might have been more excited about these, if it was like 6 months ago. But when you're going to say there's like a Hasbro announcement or a Hasbro drop during Shadow Lord, like we just met Spybot. We just met all the Lawson, Two Boots, all these cool characters, and then you're giving me one. I think Trail looks cool, but like you look at Nihilus, right? When they showed you them out of the box, the big miss on the old Nihilus figure was the height, and this figure is now it's Anakin's height, but you're talking about a character that was like 7 feet tall. So I understand the logistics of that and creating a toy, but it really sucked the excitement out of it for me, I guess, is the moral of the story, when they said there was going to be a Hasbro announcement the next day, and it wasn't the way they did it for Mando Season 1, where you saw some stuff on Maul, so here's the figure that's coming out.
Okay. Can I tap onto that?
I mean, yeah.
When I heard there was a deluxe box or a 2-pack, I had my sights, much like you, Matt, thinking this is either going to be Mando or maybe it's like the Knight Brothers from Maul. Yeah, I thought it was I was really hoping for Jabba's son.
Yes,
Rhoda. Yeah, I thought Rhoda was going to be in the mix. A little bit sad.
That would have been cool.
That's my 2 cents.
Yeah, it's not a knock on it.
I mean,
I think
it could still come. It could still come. I think this one's pretty exciting.
We told you last week we do have our recurring segment of internet issues.
Yes, it's brought to you by Ant tonight, but Ant, we missed all of that.
Here's what
I had a feeling you were going to talk about Trey.
It could be coming. I assume that's Rhoda.
Fine. That's okay.
Yeah,
I'm hopeful too.
Oh, you got it.
I still believe.
I echo Matt's sentiment. He's the smartest one of us.
That's
handsome as well. Was that it?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can now.
Did you hear us?
Yeah, you
might be for the best.
Yeah, that almost was exactly what I said. Honestly, no, that was almost to a T what I said. And then in addition to that, I did say, the Nihilus figure that is currently out there to me, and I missed a lot too because of my laggy internet. I'm sorry, everyone. So I might echo some things that were said, but it's not the greatest figure, and I love every single figure. That's just a fact, and I don't love this one. So I am excited to have a remake of of Nihilus and Treya. I mean, hell yeah, I'm pumped for this one. I played KOTOR 2. Ari could probably tell you when, because I don't, timelines for me are weird, but it was probably like 2 years ago. Ari, I
I'd
don't
say
know.
2 years
It was
ago.
right when Aiden was born. I think I was finishing up. So I got to the very end when you have to fight her, and Aiden had been born at that time, so I was a little less vested in the game. I was doing it during like
I thought you were saying it was while Aiden was
nap
being
time.
born, and it's
And
like,
I got to that part where you have to fight her in her blazer, whipping around, and I got to that part, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't beat her, and I just put the game down, and I was like, "All right, Trey, you win." You win.
I will say the proper barometer for excitement or not being excited or disappointment. So my dear friend Ant is the most positive human being I have ever met. And no matter what he reads or buys or sees, he finds the absolute good in it. So if he says he was a little disappointed, on like the response fart meter of that toy, it could blow out a ceiling. Like that's, or that announcement at least. Yeah, that to me would be the ultimate barometer.
Yeah, it's back. He's back there. I'm not going to grab him, but when I first got that figure, I was actually with Liz, my wife, and I. We were on a trip when we were living in North Carolina, and we went to Charleston, which was only about Charleston, South Carolina, was only about 4 hours from where we lived. So we drove there, and on our way out of Charleston, we stopped at this comic shop, and it had, I shit you not, it was a wall of Black series, mostly red box, and this is probably 4 years ago, but there were some newer ones too. But I mean, I was like a kid in a candy store, and she always is very good at encouraging me, and she's like, you know, I had like 2 or 3 I'm trying to say, she's like, just get them all, and I was like, all right, okay. And one of those figures was Nihilus, and that Nihilus was loose, and I believe he was 65 at the time. And
Yeah, I paid a lot for mine when I got red
That's
box.
rough.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you have it.
I do want to
other toy
acknowledge
news?
though, Ari, that Metal Jedi said that he is really excited for this set. So I also want to make sure that we're know paying homage to that because we're maybe a little disappointed in something. We are happy when people that are our listeners or commenters or just friends. We don't want to destroy that joy. It's just art.
No.
Absolutely. Now let's talk about some other joy and move into this next.
I'm 100%. I'm 100% happy. I just want to say it for the record. There's nothing but joy.
Speaking
I think
of joy,
these are cool.
Yeah, I know.
I just they're fun. I don't like I may not get one because like in the end I open everything and I have the figures underneath, but it's a thing, the fact that they exist and the targets and the Ewok on the target and I guess it's like Leia or Han on the other target. It's your Luke. It just makes you giggle. Like that Star Wars is supposed to bring joy, and this brings a smile to my face.
Yeah,
that's all
I love the Anakin target that has every laser bolt is on his saber. Like showing that
the droids are better shots.
Yeah.
You know what is crazy about that one? I think it's got the maroon from the Phantom Menace on it underneath the shirt, and they haven't done that before. So there's also, I would assume, going to be a mad hunt for this figure for folks that like need to have every kind of battle droid.
Huh.
And here's the thing that I think is
go
cool
ahead.
About what I think is cool about these figures is, I agree with what Matt said, first of all, and the other thing to remember is that not everyone who has Black Series figures takes photos like we do, or collects them in a different fashion. Whatever,
or even unboxes, right?
Like a 12-year-old kid is gonna freaking love this. So, brilliant marketing, and I think they're really cool. I'll probably pick them up because I am. What's it called when you have to have one of everything?
Compulsive,
completionist.
A hoarder,
completionist. Thank you, David. David is also a positive person here. We're like compulsive, completionist,
psychopath.
All right.
No, compulsive hoarder. No, it's a completionist.
No,
I'm going to ruin this figure for everyone though, and just let you know that I can't look at this without seeing Winnie the Pooh situation here with the battle droid.
I thought you were going there.
Well, you've already given me a photo idea.
Yep.
Dear God.
Right on.
All
You can
right.
paint his legs red, and then it's like a reverse Winnie the Pooh.
One more mashup for us, right?
Yep. All right,
Yeah,
guys.
I could.
Something new on the show.
Ooh.
We
Ooh.
have some Lego news coming in for May the 4th. On the right-hand side of the screen, you're seeing the new Collector's Series N1 Starfighter. So this is they recently did Mando's N1 Starfighter in play scale, and play scale is basically minifig scale for this ship. Like the
Okay.
one that is out there that you can go to the store and get right now is a perfect set as it is. And now this just takes it and says, what if we made it more beautiful? Now, on the other
hear me
side,
out.
you see the Dark Saber. The Dark Saber is an interesting set. And for those of you who don't follow Lego much, they do this thing called Gift with Purchase, GWP. And the only way to get this set is either through scalpers or people who spend $160 or more on May 4th get this as a free gift. with
Wow.
their thing.
Shoot.
So
I know someone who'll be getting that.
Ari wrote a strong letter. Okay.
no, I actually did write a strong
No, it's my
breakdown
father.
of
My father-in-law.
It's a version of it. Let me get the breakdown now. I'm excited.
Here's what you need to know. I'm here to pee on my own parade here. This set to me is not worth our price. It is not there. If you're trying to get the gift with purchase, you want to pick up something else that has a better playability, piece count, etc. With this, you get 2 minifigures. There is some swooshability, and it is mountable. Like, it doesn't just need to sit on your desk. You could hang this from your ceiling. You could hang it on your wall. It's going to look good in multiple places.
Yeah.
Go with your master replica collection as well, for that matter, right?
Yeah, it
Yes.
looks great. I mean, you wouldn't even know it was Lego at a glance.
Yeah, seriously. I was just thinking that.
But if you're looking at a set where you're like, I want to get the bang for my buck, you want to get the Star Destroyer, the play scale Star Destroyer right now. You get about a 4-cent decrease in price point per piece. You get 7 figures, and one of them is Cal Kestis, which is exclusive to the set. You got to get that Star Destroyer.
I mean, I don't even do Lego, and I want to do that.
I was going to
Uh-huh.
say, you had Ant's interest. Now you have his attention. Would be the, Ari, I don't want to deviate too far from this.
Nope, you're
It's
good.
not for this episode, but I do one day want to know your opinion on the $1,000 Death Star Lego. But let's go back
yeah.
to this. I just
We'll
want to
return.
manifest that into the ether.
Yes, we will return to
Write
that.
that down. Write
Yeah.
that down.
Yeah. Show segments. The Excel. Okay,
Excuse me.
everybody buy
Choking
one,
on my
and then we'll
tongue.
each give a review.
All right, I'm going to move us into our next segment here, guys, and that is what we're calling the Maul opening thoughts. And Matt, you're going to kick us off and take us on a ride with your opening breakdown.
So I think how I feel about, if we're just doing like the very opening, I kind of want to just talk about overarchingly for episode 1. First of all, 2 Maul moments that are now in like my top Maul moments of all time. The first being when she resists him and goes to run away, and he goes, "That's good. I can work with that." And then it's, like this whole like, so that was one. I just thought, what a Maul line, and the way it's delivered, because I think he's doing, again, like we talked about last week, little like a Honey in the Hatchet type of thing. Like, he wants her approval. He'll be as nice as possible, but at some point he has to be a Sith Lord and get her to be a Sith Lord. And it's the continued need for her approval, that I think is so driving to him. And there's a big factor, and this is going to lead to my next favorite thing they did in the first episode. There's a contributing factor to that, is when they get in that fight, towards the end, and he really is doing everything that, he's literally doing everything that he can do to take her out, and it's just so easy for him, and he's almost doing Dooku dual moves and all those things.
Yeah.
And then she pushes him and he flies back. So I watched the episodes twice, because the first time I feel like I'm so overstimulated. It's like sometimes I'm like, wait, what happened? But he looks up and you hear for a brief second, because she's pushed him back and he's on the one hand, you just hear that, and he cracks a grin. And
Mhm.
what I like about that so much is during the early part of the season, the first 2 episodes, and a degree this, right, until we get there. Maul, this is full on throwing a hissy fit, which is my favorite thing Ari's ever said. Maul, that is just in a full rage. It's a reactive, it's an angry Maul, which is a really big part of his personality, right?
Yeah.
But there's an aspect of him, and if you watch early in Clone Wars, he's seductive, he's charming, and he, with that smile, has realized he's kind of still got it, right? So he's not himself. So I think the smile and the which I love, it's like a little bit of like when somebody's not being their true self or doesn't feel like they're their true self, it's like, oh, the real Maul came out to play. And I think that just a closing thought on that scene, and also his horns coming up in the shadow, like what a diva
So good.
that loves an intro. He when he pulled the lightsaber, it's the next episode, we'll talk about that then, but basically I like that he made her give the lightsaber back, because what he's really trying to do to her is make her feel like they've lost, there is no hope, you are defenseless. So him telling her she can leave gives her this feeling of this feeling of ability to do that, right? That there's a comfort there. But then by immediately taking the lightsaber back, he is taking her security. So he wants her to feel that nakedness. So he's kind of saying to her, you're free to go of your own volition, but when you get out there, you're still going to be alone and defenseless. And so it's a really good way to make a reward really something that works for him. I mean, that's most of my first episode thoughts in general of what I loved. I think Lawson is great. I like that Two Boots is it's very rare we get a badass droid that is not in shades of gray. You know what I mean? Like, we're talking just about a kick-ass guy who's not a bounty hunter or a murder path like Chopper. Like, he's just good. And Lawson, I actually don't want to spoil anything because I know we're all wondering about, like,
spoiler alert.
I'm not going to say anything. Two Boots makes a comment in the show about Lawson's criminal connections, right, at him, and I think that makes him very potentially unlawful, Lawson. They do give you in the Maul prequel comic that's out now, the first 2 issues I think are out. I just read the first issue. They give you a lot more context to who Lawson was, or at least a lot more breadcrumbs to who he was. So definitely, if people want to know about that, that's a good place to go. But I think that's that's that. And I also just Docky, I love the Batman energy that you turn around and he's gone. And if you were listening to the music and a lot of this, and we've talked about homages with the chases, the music actually sounds very Hans Zimmer Batman, the Batman Dark Knight trilogy. So yeah, but those are like kind of my thoughts on the first episode. I'd love to open it up and chat.
And the
we each doing our
one
hot
thing
takes,
that I
and then
think
we're coming back to the.
It's a great question. I think it lacks flow to do it the way we had storyboarded.
We we're just gonna yap at ours, like give a dissertation, and I'm the one that did it. But I think maybe we just talk it ahead. Remember, guys, second podcast, feeling it out live. You guys, we like this. It's very indie.
We're trying. We're doing good. But I do think that Anthony can go in. Let's follow our flow.
Take it in.
All right. Sorry, guys. There's a little peek behind the curtain. You've seen the sausage get made.
Well, I'll talk about Maul.
Here.
No. What I was just gonna say was kind of a thank you to a past Matt, because you kind of have taught me to look a little bit more into the music aspect of things. And so that is one thing that I was focusing on a little bit more here. So, but anyway, that's just kind of a comment. Now, as far as the episode goes, I loved it as well, and I could sit here and echo a lot of Matt's thoughts, but he said it really well. A couple of the things that one of my favorite things, like he pointed out, was having her give the lightsaber back. I thought, throughout the episode, begrudgingly, perhaps, I don't know, but she's, as you said, it's her safety throughout that, and that's her light in that dark cave, or whatever, not cave, I don't know, but that's great, because she was in the dark trying to find him. You're totally right. Right. So I love that. I don't know. I love what you were saying about when they were fighting and when she pushed him, but I kind of almost thought that he was shook, like he didn't expect that.
I agree with that.
Oh, maybe he was like, I could be wrong. I like, Ted Cannon, but maybe he was kind of
But
like,
no, I mean,
this
it
one.
doesn't mean
Yeah.
not a right or wrong here, but like that was kind of like my interpretation was like he's like, oh yeah, I bet, and I agree. Everything else, I'm with you. Like he's kind of toying with her, almost like cat and mouse.
Okay.
And then in that instance, he's kind of like, oh shoot, like she's, I gotta, I'm cool. Like I can keep playing with her a little bit, but like I gotta watch out for her.
She's more than meets the eye.
Want to split
Yeah.
the difference? Pleasant surprise. Just kidding.
No, I think I go pleasant surprise.
Pleasant
But no,
surprise.
I think that's two different perspectives that I think are both valid.
Yeah, totally.
But just in the first, because I'll rewatch it a second time and I'll have that in mind now. But the first time when I watched it, I haven't watched it again. That's kind of how I saw it. But other than that, though, I agree with pretty much. You did a great little recap, and I'll pass it on.
You guys know
see
it's
what
my
David
boy.
has to say.
All right.
I
for
know,
me,
and that's
episode
what I love
3.
about you.
Episode 3, guys, was really great. I mean, I don't really great for me talking about anything. That's like Anthony's love of everything. Me saying really great is probably the highest we're going to get from me.
Oh yeah, that's 12 stars out of 4.
Yeah.
And the thing that really made this episode for me, besides the thanks to David calling it out last week when they did the crown silhouette again. It just absolutely, I wouldn't have caught it without you calling it out last week, where it's just like, oh, this is his thing. He has a thing now. He's moved on from being just hissy fitting, and now he's aura farming, as they say.
Nice.
Nice, Ari.
Yeah, that was
But-
good.
As the kids say.
But here's what I have. The biggest thing, the big thing for me on this episode is seeing the way that he is trying to seduce Devin to the dark side.
Yeah.
It's very similar to Palpatine's way with Anakin in that he's making an appeal to ego. So I feel like Palpatine probably did a similar pitch to Maul back when, and like seeing those connections, but it's not the way Palpatine recruits Dooku. Like that's a very pained recruitment. You don't have another choice. You're broken right now. You're coming with me. But we see in like the span of 3 hours, Dooku is going and playing on her ego and her expectations, and he's giving the "we're not so different, I and you. It's you and I," for those who have seen the Lego Batman movie. He's really just he's making such a powerful emotional play. Like he is her friend. He knows what she's going through. He's not trying to be a parent. He's not trying to he's giving the pitch that I feel like almost worked on Ezra in Rebels.
Yeah.
And it's working. It doesn't look like it's working here, but based on what we assume this is going to work.
Yeah.
You assume too much.
Yeah,
I do.
Ari, I think that's a really cool point because he talks a lot about the power the Jedi have. So when we get to what Ant and I were talking about leaving her feeling kind of naked and alone, it's like, I'm going to go out in the world and hide with Daki, or I could be here where I don't know what it is. It feels dangerous, but it feels like it can protect me far more than the Jedi could. And like he's playing into that insecurity, and then taking the lightsaber is really the final move there. It's, okay, fine, go be alone. You're screwed.
So that's what I have in episode 3. I'm going to pass over to David.
Okay. I really love that we have different takes on this because that's why we do this, right? Although like, and Matt again nailed it in terms of so much of that, but I'm in the Ari camp in a big way. And I think, Matt, when you mentioned that smirk where he's like, whoa, here I am. I really felt like that was that sense of accomplishment.
Okay.
Where
That's kind of,
where he's like, okay, I just pulled that out of Devin
Yes.
Okay,
And
I like that.
The other thing that I really appreciated about that, so for me, number 3 was the best so far.
Yeah, I
I'm already
agree.
giving my 10 right now.
Yeah, I agree, but I want to
That's
say
my
we'll
10.
get to that. Yeah, I totally agree.
But when he got pushed back and you saw that power, and that Ari and I were talking briefly about that primal scream, that primal like guttural, right? I felt like that's when that grin comes out, and he's like, "I have succeeded."
Oh,
That,
I got you.
Yeah.
because in the
And maybe
beginning of
that's the
that
music
episode,
cue. It's
there he
success
is.
for
He's
him.
like
Yeah.
pouring the tea. It's the gentleman Maul, right? And he's like, "I don't even know your name." And then at the end, he
did.
tells her name. And I
Yeah.
feel like throughout that whole fight, he's penetrating Devon's mindset. And he
Yes.
gets in there and he culls it out of her. And he's like, "I've got you." And to me, it was just genius writing, but it was pure. It was like, as you guys were mentioning earlier, that it's not the Palpatine method. And we were kind of discussing this amongst ourselves last week, where we're like, is he gonna abuse this person? Is he gonna force lightning Devon? And Matt, you were like, no, I don't think so.
Yeah.
And we just saw it right there, right? His approach is different, and he's just kind of eking things out. My other thing that I just have to plug before we kind of do our deeper dive into episodes 3 and 4 is, now I just lost it. It's after doing the back and forth and the negotiation with Lawson, like, here's how it's going to work. And he says, what does he say? Help me out, because now I'm
Is
lost.
when Lawson turns him down in the 4th episode? Is that what you're talking about?
And he
says, "Die well." That's what he said to Gar Saxon and Rook. "Die well, Mandalorian."
My other favorite part of these two episodes.
I thought of that.
Die well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
so good. So good. So that's my quick hot take. There's so much to dive deeper into, but
yeah, of course.
My favorite was 3 for that whole last seductive fight and pulling out the power, like you guys were saying. That was the best.
And I think because I'll just add, and I agree. I love that, actually. Your perspective,
I'm on your
Matt's,
camp now,
like,
David.
I like this all, and it kind of all blends together really well. But I think, and maybe this is just a common thought, but like that fact is because so he could easily do it another way, right? Obviously, he could do this another way, a very more Sith way, but he's doing it the Maul way, and the Maul way is, he's
a schemer.
He's stroking his own ego, is what he's doing in a sense, and he's like, I'm going to basically gaslight her into being my apprentice.
For sure.
And that's the idea, assuming. And Ari, I do just want to say, when I said you assume too much, just want to slide the quote in there. I didn't actually mean you.
You're good. I knew what you were doing. All right.
Dive deeper into 3, or did we already kind of do that?
I think we kind of did that.
I
think we can move into
it
4.
if we want to keep on our sketch.
Yeah, I won't do the whole episode this time, I promise, guys. But I will say, continuing with the Maul diva moment, when first of all, very good Dark Knight reference, the trick with Vario and the guy that's just throwing Joker in the jail again, but which I love. But and then I'll let you guys go so I can just react and have conversation, so I don't recite the episode because I'm a psycho and love it. But the move that was like, "Are you kidding me?" after another aura farm was when he twists the lightsaber with the Force around Krim, kills him. I don't know if you noticed this. While he is pulling the lightsaber back, it is coming back, straight, long ways.
Yes.
He deflects without it moving. He deflects 2 blaster shots. I rewound it 3 times.
Oh, wow.
I'm
going to watch that again.
It is.
I noticed one.
We saw a shade of Maul Prime at the end of Clone Wars, and we'll argue that was a promise. Well, they've over-delivered. That's all I'm going to say there. In brutality and moves like that, and just a man who loves pageantry. So I'm going to kick it to Ant to give some of his thoughts, because I just did so much in the first one, but I wanted to knock that one point out.
Well,
so good, right? Oh,
yeah. I think
move.
we'll get to the ratings when we get to them. I'll say that.
Yeah.
but I do think for me this one was my favorite so far. I think by and large, and Ari and I were talking earlier, just texting on the side. I think by and large, this all I told him, because I didn't want to spoil it before the conversation, was that I think that fight at the end there really just sealed it for me. Like, I thought it was epic. I thought that was just a fantastic everything about it. It just gave me chill. I had chills for more than a minute, and that was it. It was just fun and very Star Wars. And I mean, two Jedi that we don't know, we haven't met before, brand new to us, unless they're in the comics or something already. I don't know about, but like to the viewer, I am, and I think. And I did read this, so I don't know where, so I can't cite it, but I think it is cool that the little clip of the article I read said something along the lines of this show is transparent to anyone, in the sense that like anyone could pick this show up and understand this show. They might not understand the lore that we dive into here, but the show itself is like it flows very well. It's easy to understand, and it kind of does introduce the characters too beyond that a little bit. So I thought that was rather interesting. But the only other thing I'll say right now before I pass it along is that I didn't say anything about him in the first episode recap, but I will continue to love my boy Two Boots. I do. I think he's probably, him and Lawson are more almost more intriguing to me than the Maul plot. I know we're kind of here to talk about Maul, and they didn't have as much going on in these two, I don't think, at least that stood out to me. But him wanting to continuously get the Empire involved is just, I mean, it's interesting to me. Why does this droid so badly? Is it just a protocol thing? But if so, you know, I would argue that I would question that, because he's so lax in other ways, like with his demeanor with Lawson and just his mannerisms in general. So
can I comment on that, Ant?
Please.
So there's a point at which Two Boots and Lawson are having this conversation, and Two Boots says something along the lines of, I don't want to exceed my mandate. He doesn't say it in so many words, but I can't remember. But he says it to Lawson as an apology, but in a way it seems like he's telling Lawson, you're exceeding your mandate in the way that he says it. And so I love that you're talking about that Two Boots factor, Ant, because it really does seem like he already knows they're going down the wrong path and they should, by all protocols, right? As you're saying, he's a protocol droid.
Yep.
We have far exceeded our ability to deal with this stuff, and we should have already called the Empire. And I really love the like headbutting of those two guys. It really makes for good storytelling.
Because it's like you almost have two different stories going with the pair of them. One story is this back and forth with shouldn't we call the Imperials, and the other story is almost a detective bromance, and it's just intriguing to watch, you know, as their stories, you know, kind of fold together and fold out here.
I definitely want to make sure we had some real cool stuff in the comments.
I wanted to say the same.
So sorry. So first one, I just think this will be fun to go round robin. Metal Jedi asked, what's everyone's most wanted figures from Shadow Lord?
Well, so far, everything.
Even though
Rick Cast, baby.
Episode, I want a Malastair guy.
I think cast on me 100%.
I think I'm most excited for Devin, honestly.
I'd say I'd hope that they do a Lego speeder of the cop's car and do a cop in Two Boots.
That'd be great.
Yes, dude, that would be such a cool one. And Lego could.
I don't love vehicle sets. I'd much rather get a playset than a vehicle set. But
you need vehicles for the play
these days. Is just vehicles all the time. So.
I would say my strong number two is Spybot, though.
You know,
first.
I think I mean, I'll get her probably just as quick, but If we're talking figures that they haven't announced, that maybe they'll throw some other ones at us. I think, a two boots less than two pack. How fun! Two boots less than two pack.
Yeah.
Two boots
Or
less than two
you could
pack.
do
Two boots.
less than two boots two pack.
We can,
Over your
get that,
canon, man.
Hasbro, if
It's
you're
like
listening,
couscous. It's the gift so nice they said it's
And then the other thing I think would be cool to
I
talk
love that
about
too.
is the from Mudhorn Station, the Devin and Docky versus Maul fight. There is a good mirror there to the trailer when Devin and Docky are fighting the Inquisitors. I think that's very cool because, like he's saying here, it's a great point. Maul visibly is replacing Docky potentially in Devin's life, based on what we're seeing, and that could be as soon as next week because the Empire's there.
Yeah, dang, that's true.
Yeah, does
The
the
other-
Empire take out Docky or does Maul? Or is
I was thinking, could it be an Inquisitor?
And now
I'm
I
wondering-
I
need
think
to
Matt
think.
said that last week, and I like that. The
Yeah, I
Inquisitor
think-
theory.
The Inquisitor theory is good after what we saw this week because then that truly makes her feel alone and shows her the weakness of the Jedi. And he kind of started that.
Maul, right?
Yeah, because Docky would have taken him in that fight because Maul's so arrogant. Maul should have won, but Docky would have taken him. And then she
He
kind
had
of
the
had to
kill
save
strike ready to
Docky.
go.
Yeah, she had to literally save Docky. And then it's like, okay, maybe the Jedi are weak. Like,
Well, and
protect
the
your
other
master.
thing too is not knowing Ducky could very easily be pulling a Yoda and being an old man with a cane. So that's the other thing I was gonna say with that fight, and I'm glad you brought that up, David. Is what it was like. I was fully expecting Ducky to die in that fight. I just thought, hey, why not? It's gonna that's what's gonna move the plot along, I guess. Assuming that's what happens, I don't see another way for if what we're all assuming is the direction of
Get my
this
assume hat
show,
out.
which I think is a fair bet. I think that he's got to go, and I'm gonna be really sad because I think that would be another awesome figure to have for both TVC and Black Series.
I agree.
Mudhorn Station
for
or
sure.
TVC and Vintage. I said it right.
Faking
You're
health
good.
issues, Jen says.
PBS TVC. Yeah, Jen says faking. For those that don't know, Jen has nothing. She's a passive observer of the show and not my wife sitting over there. But she's amazing. But I think the Inquisitors coming for Docky Devin would be a bonus that sells that theory. And then, let's talk about that. You thinking he's faking his health issues? Because I feel like him getting kicked and getting all wheezy and stuff would denote like a little less control. But I do want to hear this because I've changed my opinion three times tonight.
What did I say? Anything about faking health issues?
That he's pulling a Yoda.
Oh no, Jen asked, do you think you're saying is he pulling a Yoda? Like is he faking, these injuries?
No, not the
we
injuries.
misinterpreted that.
Just the fact that he so far has been a hooded figure who uses a cane and he appears to be kind of old.
Okay.
Cosplay
Surface
Yoda.
level.
Got it. Yoda Batman vibes.
Yeah, because he did like he seems wounded. He also seems like he says
no, he's wounded as shit.
So sorry, I failed you.
Yeah.
All right, guys. All right.
He's probably got several broken ribs going on. No, I just meant in the sense that he's walking around and then he's a sneaky looking dude who looks he looked old to me. I don't know.
Did you see he did take out his Maul's knee?
Yes. Oh yes. Old mechanical
like when
Maul
Maul's
there.
in that tunnel at the tail end pulling the stuff down.
Yeah,
his leg
he's so mad.
It fizzes out.
Yeah.
That really pissed him off.
I'm gonna get into my little breakdown for 4. I don't have a lot, so I want to get through me so we can get to David, who actually has meaningful things to contribute to episode 4.
I don't.
This episode was a nothing burger to me.
Again.
Yeah,
it was
hit it hard.
Completely. I don't know what the deal is for me. Maybe I'm really excited about the first episode every week, and then I wish that they'd done it one episode weekly instead of twice. But the second episode both weeks is completely forgettable to me both times.
Interesting.
I feel as though we have moved from a cool, interesting cop story to a derivative, same thing as every other USA cop show. With the cops. It's lost me. So I actually had something bad to say about the episode there.
But
So you
well,
did have
I
something to
guess
say.
I guess someone who isn't super familiar with USA cop shows, can you explain to me a little bit what you mean?
Procedural dramas.
It's a procedural drama. It's the cops act the way cops act together, and they work the same way that they work in every other cop show, whether it's 21 Jump Street, whether it's Law and Order. They are having the same dynamic that we see everywhere, and it's not exciting to me anymore. It was exciting last week. It's not now.
Can I ask you something about that though?
Yeah.
So one of the things I really like that I took a note of is Sith Bloods. Jen just commented that. But one of the things that I found interesting in that second episode, and I to somewhat extent agree because it really is one long action scene. I loved it, but I see where you're coming from, and we're all waiting for the Empire. That was awesome at the end, but it was kind of like not giving it to you. But there is a moment when Maul offers him the deal, and there's a real outer multiverse. And there's a real pause where Lawson's considering it, and they've mentioned his criminal past.
Oh, if
and
he'd taken that, I would feel very differently about this.
And I think he's let's see what that means for his trajectory too.
Yeah, that's
is all I'm saying, because I think that he really doesn't want the Empire there. What lengths would he be willing to go to get them out, right? Or to work with Maul to get his planet back? So there could be some. Maul hasn't killed him. He's had multiple chances. He views him as some sort of useful tool at some point.
I do.
Maybe they're brothers.
Yes, I'm in.
That is one theory I'm behind.
You never know.
Type it up, man. Remember
the
9:59 p.m. 4:15. They're brothers.
I want to point out, because you guys already talked about it a lot, was that fight, and there's one thing that thanks to our friends in the comments, I'm giving everybody major props in the comments right now.
Yeah, you guys are rocking it in the comments.
So the thing that I really kind of had epiphany here for me, the way an ocular migraine might occur here, is the Jedi battling Maul. The feral Jedi idea, where like if he was fighting them like he was fighting Tiplar and Tipley when they kill the sister or whatever, or Addie Gallia when they kill Addie Gallia, when he and Maul kill her. If he was fighting them in prime Fall of the Jedi era, he would have wiped the floor with these two jamokes. But these are people who are now survivors, to quote our collab from earlier today on the Instagram. If you guys saw our great cow photos,
collab. Thanks for the plug, Larry.
I think that without the Fall of the Jedi, these two are absolutely smoked by Maul. They don't even have a chance.
Did he underestimate them? That's what I was saying.
Yes.
This is that arrogance,
hardened. It's kind of hardened them a little bit.
Yes.
They're survivors now. They have to. Speaking of Cal Kestis, they gotta survive. They're on their back foot. You got nothing to lose. You just don't want to die.
Well,
I buy that, Ari.
I think it would be badass if they gave us a Dacky figure too. I'll just say it. Okay.
I'm up there on that list. That's a pre-order for me. That fig guy's awesome.
Dude, that'd be so cool. I mean,
all the photo ideas.
So many.
All right, David, I'm done. That was all I had. Those 2 points.
Okay. I'm going to give a critique, actually, because like the spy bot notices the cops are coming. Bushkidu, time to go. Maul could handle everything coming their way. Like there's no time to go. He could have also ended that. It would have ended the series like way too early. But I don't think. I mean, we've seen what Maul can do on a Jedi on a cruiser or public cruiser with a door and a lightsaber and the Force, right? And so my critique is for him to be backing away, unless it's really part of a scheme where he's just trying to pull pieces together, right? It just felt like they don't need to go. They have things well under control, and if more cops show up, it's not going to be a big deal. So I kind of felt like on that level, it felt like, why are we pulling back? What's the real reason we're pulling back? Yes, his leg was injured, so but Spybot didn't say that, right? He's like, oh, your leg's injured, we better get out of here, kind of thing.
Yeah.
That being said,
that could also be, David, just the toying with them. that got in the way
For
too.
sure.
Like,
And
he was trying to show her some stuff.
I mean, there
Absolutely.
was a
And
lot of cops that ended up being there.
there were, but I think when you look at, I think Maul's toying with all of them. I think he could have ended. He wants this apprentice. He's had this vision. He knows this apprentice is important. So maybe the pulling away is he knows that Daki's on the ropes. He knows that Daki's probably going out. Maybe he's even sensing the Empire coming. I don't know. That would be the only justification for him pulling out for me, as opposed to, oh, the cops are coming, we better go.
So
that's my only
thing is
critique.
really
I think it's
interesting.
hissy fit.
I was kind of leaning that too, Ari. He
Taken
got
out.
hurt.
He's like, oh my gosh, I can't play. He's the prime sports guy, and he just got hurt, and he's throwing everything.
He's a
'cause he
soccer
can't play
player.
anymore.
But sorry, football for those not here. But Ari, I think that's a great point, because what I'm saying too is that, like, he's arrogant. He thought he had these guys. He got hit, and this is a guy that gets knocked down all the time. So is he like, oh wait, overreached? I got to get out of here. I got to regroup. But also, we'll see the Inquisitors is the name of the next episode. David? I like the point that he might have sensed something coming. Did he feel like he was mixed? Ari, I'll go 50% hissy fit, 50% he was kind of like, something's coming and I'm not going to be able to fight.
Coming down.
He's
I
Patrick
want
Mahomes or
to
Aaron
give a
Rodgers.
shout out
Yeah,
right
Jen.
now. Metal Jedi said, how do I get in on the collabs? Metal Jedi, DM us and we will find your way into our collabs. We would love anyone out there.
We'll get you a Wookiee Wednesday.
We would love to have you join us. There's lots of fun. There's a few different collabs we work in. So just send any one of us a message and we'd love to have you.
Yeah,
we've got a pretty neat idea for our show specifically too, that we're not ready to announce until we're done with Maul.
Yeah, that's coming up after Maul, and we'll talk a lot more about collabs after Maul is said and done. I know we've got Collector's Corner, and we could talk ad nauseum or like with full love and vigor for this show. We should probably do our ratings though, because I don't want to miss out on Collector's Corner either.
Sure.
Any closing thoughts on those things before we do that?
I feel like mine are in my ratings, to be honest.
Okay.
No, I like that. Nope, I'm good.
So I'm up first, right? That's the order this week. So I think episode 3, I can't give it a high enough score. I think it's everything I want from Maul. It's the badassery, it's the seduction to the dark side of this person. I really liked the scene where Lawson was trying to see his son's game, which, very fun fact, the lacrosse stick thing he's using is in the back of Anakin's workshop in Phantom Menace. I think one of you guys told me.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But I just think it's like maybe one of my favorite episodes of Star Wars period ever. I mean, I'll have to watch it many more times to think of that. But episode 4, I'm going to give about an 8.5 out of 10. And I'm going to tell you guys why. So I know everybody expects like all 10s out of me, and this is still a really good score because I get Maul gets his own show. But there's a lot that I liked in it. I think I'm a mix. I'm not where Ari was with like Nothing Burger, but I'm not necessarily up to Excelsior. I think it's one long fight scene, which I enjoyed. I like how it potentially, based on my interpretation, is contributing to this gaslighter, groom, Devin. But I think something in the show that I really liked that was happening in episode 3 is a lot happens in each episode, and there's a lot of action, and there's a lot to take in. And I think that these episodes sometimes would benefit from extending a little bit more the moments in between. Like, I even think you could have probably taken the Lawson moment a little further with his son. Maybe he cheers a little. It creates that sense of, but I think it still all really worked in that episode. I think that as the reason for the pacing is clearly it's erratic, it's chaotic, it's bugs in your brain, it's Maul, right? But I think that
bugs in your brain.
There was a little bit of stabilization I was hoping for that I got from episode 3 that then really ramped up in episode 4, still back to what they were doing. That said, it's like an 8.5, maybe a 9 out of 10 for me. I'm going to watch it again a couple times this week. So, but that's kind of my one probably big critique of the show, is that the pacing makes sense for the character, but does it allow us to linger long enough in some of these moments?
I like that.
And you're up next.
All right. Sorry, I was coughing. I didn't want to make the room shake for you guys. So here's the thing. is I'll give a brief explanation for of something in a minute, but I'm gonna give it double to back-to-back 10s. I mean, I loved both episodes, and
where are your
I need
pearls?
to.
They need collection.
Here's the thing: is I need to be honest with y'all. I feel guilty about my ratings, like for the first two, because
Don't.
I think they should be 10s
No.
too, because I think
We're not going
honestly.
back.
Here's the thing: I'm no fun. It's almost always gonna be a 10 for me, and I will tell you.
I love
why,
you for it.
because if you have a scale of 1 to 10, for me, if I'm going to rank anything, 10 is the best. So I need to figure out what do I detract from that in order to lower it. And for me, there's literally nothing about those episodes that I didn't enjoy. Like, I think it all worked well. It was part of a story that was cohesive. So I'm going 10s all around. And yeah, that's it.
But you and Ari are the good for that, because Ari is if he says it's amazing.
Ari's gonna level things out right now.
Yeah, levels out in between. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Well, here's the thing: is we're all. I literally can't think of something I dislike about it. So why would I give it
Fair
something?
enough,
Yeah,
man.
other than it?
Mine's more esoteric, and I still think.
And the
they're all
reason
great.
I ranked it lower last week is because I wanted to try to be critical or something and
Don't.
fit in a little better, you know.
Don't you
But-
fit in? You be
No,
the
no,
square
I
Okay,
gave,
peg
I
in
gave
the
them
round
both
hole.
10s last weekend. So
But I'm
that's,
like, well, I'm always the 10 guy, but that's why I just want to explain
job.
that's why I like it. So
You're
that's
like a pistol ant. I always want to have a good ant at my side.
yeah, exactly, 100%. I'd rather have an ant and not need one than need an ant when I don't have one. Right, just like
Yeah.
a pistol.
That's-
All right, hit us. Let's hear it, man.
Mine is going to be a little bit more of a little bit of a roulette situation here, because as I said at the beginning with number 3, I give episode 3 a 10.
Yes.
I do, and I do not give out 10s, people.
I
No
want to
10s.
get some kind of a graphic for an Ari 10. Like, none of ours count. If Ari gives it a 10,
like, we could just
if
have
that's
it
an
on
Ari
certified.
10. I'm just kidding.
However, my Nothing Burger episode,
Ooh, where's this going?
5.
I thought it was going to be lower. I'm totally cool
Nope.
with that.
However, because we put our grades together last week and we did the full 2 episode shebang, my grade comes out to 7.5
There you
for
go.
the 2, which is an uptick from last week.
That's true.
So last week I was a 6.5. This week we're at a combined 7.5.
You can't
So
fight the math, people.
there we
You
go.
can't fight the math.
Pass along.
Yeah, that sounds
10 on number 3, as I said before. One of my faves, and I just the dark and the red and the training that's going on in that scene when they're having tea. Oh, the tea scene was just. There's so much I didn't say about it, but that's maybe my 10 part, but also that seductive part we talked about earlier.
Mhm.
Episode 4, I am going with a 9, and it's really because of the animation. That scene at the end, all of those duels between Daki and Devin and Maul, it's just so good. It's just like it
totally
seeps,
fair.
it seeps effort and phenomenal artisan craftsmanship. I can't give it anything less than a 9. But it wasn't a 10 for me, and I can't really place that. I'm not sure why, but I try to hold out 10s for real perfection. So
Yep.
It was number 3 was perfect. Number 4 was almost perfect.
Mudhorn and Matt in the chat make a good point that I think everybody needs to take into consideration about the lack of root cast, and we all need to drop it down a full
Something
letter,
about
a
it
full
is so
grade.
badass. And if anybody wants to hear David's tea theories, you can join us for Jedi Journals After Dark later. He'll give his thoughts.
Yeah,
yeah.
I might be asleep, but
Yeah.
I'll share them with you
It's
mentally.
pretty snory. I'm just kidding.
I'm a lucid dreamer, so you'll pick up on it. Don't worry.
All right,
Matt,
Matt.
Corner Boys. Okay.
Let's
Yeah, let's
do
do
it.
it.
Last week David cheated and showed 3 items, and I just want to do that.
Collector's corner.
The first one is just very quick. I mentioned it last week. I don't think he's on tonight because we haven't heard from him, but we have a very good friend of our cast at Last Day will come out from the shadows. But our good friend Hal Runner, who's been a very big supporter of all of our shows, and we love him. When the new Razor Crest Walmart edition came out, I DM'd him because I saw he took a picture of getting one in a Walmart, and there's one behind it. Because of the wonderful community that we've created, he actually said he had a second one, and he sent it to me as a gift. So I said it last week, but I wanted to show it this week because we're a community. And as everyone that has seen our other show knows, I think the figures are kind of in the hold right now, or back there, because they don't sit quite right. And I don't.
Oh
want to
yeah,
lose them.
there he is.
It's just a beautiful toy. I mean, I just showed you the cockpit. The side opens up, and you can actually slam a carbonite guy in the side. So you got that opens up the little door on that side. This piece, I don't want to break it taking it out, but you can rest assured there's a whole hold in.
Good night, Metal Jedi.
Right, Metal Jedi. So there's a whole little hold in there. But I just wanted to show that off and really thank Hal Runner for being such a friend of everything we do and a part of the community. My big show, and I can do two because I know we want to all say.
Oh, you can do two.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna do two, not three, is what I said.
Oh, not
so
three.
Three is my favorite number.
The rule of threes, baby. Not the rule of two. But Syndicate Customs is one of my favorite third-party creators. And a couple of years ago, I never showed this on Sith Happens, which I don't think is wild. I had him, he made me a Rebels accurate Maul when the Rebels figure came out. So he did a whole painted head for me, and it really looks like cartoon Maul. And then there were a bunch of hands that I bought from him also in all different poses. This is really my favorite of them, so it's probably what stays in there the most. But it's as simple as popping the figure's head off. It's a great cast, the head. And the one thing about it I will say, though, is because it's like a custom head, there is no peg. Oh, I just dropped it. There's no.
Oh, no.
Oh, geez.
Make sure my dog isn't there. He will eat it.
I got it. My dog's fine with that.
Make sure Matt isn't there. He will lose it.
Yeah, no, I lose everything, guys. So I'm gonna pay my carpet. But that's a story tale. But
if you're okay with it, can you tell us cost? And if you're not okay with it, share it with me later.
I don't care. At that time, probably because it's shipping from Australia, so that's really where the cost comes in. But that probably wasn't more than like $35 or $40 at that time. He's become a lot more popular since. But it's I believe him and his wife. I can't remember, but he's a great dude. The Syndicate Customs guy, very responsive in DMs. I've asked him if he has stuff printed that I wasn't sure I was going to buy yet or we're saving another paycheck for, and he's printed something just to show me because he knows he's going to sell it or hold on to it. But
Nice.
you can get stuff painted or unpainted, but it's really cool. The one thing about the heads I will warn anybody is there is a peg hole, but the heads are a pretty solid plastic. And I've tried to put the peg back in the small figure's head because it, it obviously wobbles and can fall off. And I've gone dangerously close to breaking this. So they are a little more fragile if you're a photographer. They're not sit on the couch and play toys. And the last one I got today is just very sexy. It's my Dooku. Who I love this Dooku. It has great range of motion, even with this cloth capey. I really like the bearded head, not for the reason that America doesn't like the Nicolas Cage head as it's referred. I just think it's a cooler look. But I will say, I don't need to show this head because everybody's seen this head. Genuinely, I understand the resemblance, but please go look at a picture of Christopher Lee 50 years ago.
Oh, yes.
That is what he looked like. So I'll say that. But so that's really my three things. I wanted to do something to thank someone in the community, obviously celebrate our main man, the Shadow. And then, finally, this is something I spontaneously ordered on a whim the other day, and I thought I canceled it because it was on a whim and then it came. That's my story. I'm sticking to it, but I told Jen to hold it for me until I needed a treat, and then I paid for it today just to get it. So
nice.
It's awesome. I mean, the lightsaber. Here's the thing too. Last thing, I know the complaint that the lightsaber has no black detail like on the other Mauls, but and Nick Cage could become an elegant Sith Lord for that comment.
I think so, Jen.
Yeah, but I think people also, when they're getting upset about, have to understand you're getting a figure that people have begged for two heads for figures. They got swappable heads.
Yeah, we get the Marvel treatment here.
Yeah, switchable lightsaber blade on it and a regular lightsaber blade. If you don't want this to cost more than everybody's complaining about them costing, just pretend that it's painted or paint it yourself.
Okay,
that would be my one argument. But I love the figure.
Let me give my take on that, and I love your take on the lightsaber. I've just seen a lot of it, and at first I wanted to be like a little curious as to why that was, but at the end of the day, you probably you've got people again, you've got people like us who love Star Wars, and they're gonna be like a little annoyed, or you've got people who are like, oh, I'm gonna get this for my kid, and kid don't care, whatever. Yeah. So there's gonna be millions of dollars made with that group of people.
Yeah, either way.
Over here now, us collectors, I see, this is the way I think though. I'm like, okay, most of us, many of us at least, probably have Count Dooku, right? So if you're really upset about the lightsaber,
I agree.
swap them out.
I agree. I was going to say
Sure.
that to your
I
point.
would suggest you do a little bit of world building and headcanon as well, and just say the lightsabers at this era of the Republic are interchangeable parts. Like
That's
Dooku's
fair.
is special compared to other people's, but these are parts that are being replaced all the time. We see Anakin go through the same lightsaber multiple times, and he's
Mhm.
getting different parts from the Jedi repository of lightsaber parts. So
And
like,
anyone who's been to
there's
Disney,
a-
that's why they built it that way. That's how it is in the Jedi Temple. You
Just
go
make a
in
new
there
saber.
and you pick your
But I know we can't solve the world's problems, but we can at least solve the collector communities.
Yeah,
So
so if you take
I
photos and you're annoyed by it, just swap it out. Don't complain.
and on that note, I think it's time to close out, right, gentlemen?
yes,
Yep.
sir.
So I'll send us
Just
home.
one quick note to Jen. If it was going to be a Nick Cage elegant Sith Lord, he's not so elegant, but I would want the Nick Cage in Moonstruck.
I'm
We
in.
can take
Just so that he has just a little bit of
Ghost
that
Rider for me.
insanity.
Just Ghost
Feral
Rider,
well.
again. That's the theme.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Mhm.
it's awesome. I will I'll close this out. I just want to thank everybody that listened live. I want to thank everybody that's going to listen recorded. Again, we are we're here every week during Maul on Wednesdays at 9:15, and we are bi-weekly after that to make sure we've got plenty to talk about with you all during the slow seasons. With that said, this is a tremendous community. We've got a lot of people that followed us over from Sith Happens and myself. I appreciate you guys coming. I appreciate all the engagement that we get in the comments and being a part of the show. And I will just say that you should follow all of us, Ari at Ari_Stardust, David at Black Series Natural Light, Ant at I am Not a Committee, and I am Black Series Daily Desk, otherwise known as Matt. With that said, you can also check us out on Instagram. Like we said, some cool collaboration ideas coming at the end of Maul, but maybe we'll tease a little out here and there while we're casting. So
Yeah, maybe
you never
next
know.
week we can throw some
and
ideas out.
you can find us on that Instagram, and you can find us on YouTube, which if you're watching this, I'm going to assume you have. With that said, I think from all of us, may the force be with you, and we have friends everywhere.
We have friends everywhere.
Ending the stream.